Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another pregnancy video update. I feel like I've done a lot of these now. I think this is like my maybe sixth update. But yeah, in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you pretty much just how I've been feeling over the last month of my pregnancy. So I'm currently 34 weeks pregnant. And my last video I did basically 26 to 30 weeks. So in today's video I'm going to be talking about my pregnancy symptoms from 30 to 34 weeks. Alrighty, let's get into the video. So basically in my last video I'm pretty sure I touched on that I'd started taking iron supplements because at my last sort of appointment they tested my iron levels and they were a bit low. So I have been taking an iron supplement and honestly I'm feeling so much better. Like I feel like I'm not really that tired, which is really good. Like I can kind of go about my day as normal and I'm not coming home like completely fatigued like I used to be, which is really good. That's helped a lot. So that's kind of been a positive, yeah, I guess a positive thing. As for symptoms, I feel like there's been a few new ones, but I think the main one I've really experienced is heartburn has been full on in the last couple of weeks. Like I think I mentioned this in one of my other previous videos. I had it a little bit maybe in the second trimester, but honestly the last couple of weeks it is such, like I have it now, it's just like this burning feeling at the back of my throat, and sometimes like some nights it's really bad. I'm like quite uncomfortable, which is annoying, but I mean what can you do? It's just one of those things. So yeah, heartburn has definitely been, I feel like, my main symptom in the last month. Also, I did mention in the last video that I was having some really bad pelvic, like pelvis pain, like in my pelvis area and my hips. And I thought it was from, you know, like walking around too much and pressure, which honestly that's died down quite a bit now, which has been a really good relief. Maybe because I'm not on my feet as much at work, but I haven't really noticed it that much. Like I've only probably had it a couple of nights in the last three or so weeks, which is really good. But I have had a bit of back pain, which is kind of a bit abnormal for me. Like right kind of, not lower, but like in the middle here. So yeah, I guess that's just replaced my pelvic pain. But yeah, that's that's pregnancy. Alrighty, the next symptom that I've had is a bit of a TMI one, but I've spoken about it on here before, is increased vaginal discharge, which was already like pretty, I would say like quite a lot. But definitely these last couple of weeks it's ramped up a lot, and I feel like I need to like, no, I feel like I do need to like wear a liner, otherwise I'm constantly changing my underwear, which is kind of annoying. But I feel like that's pretty normal. From what I've heard, that's normal. I'm in a group on Facebook with girls who are all due kind of around the same month as me, and a lot of them were commenting saying like, yep, it's ramped up heaps in the last week. I'm 30 weeks or whatever. So yeah, that's one. Okay, the next one is a weird one because like, is it a symptom? I'm not sure, but I have these random like days and periods where I can't get the smell of like dishwashing detergent like out of my nose, if that makes sense. Like I was sitting on the couch the other afternoon and it just, all I could smell was this strong smell of dishwashing liquid, and I was like, oh, and it's kind of like off-putting, and I was like, oh, is this like, can anyone else smell it? And no one could really smell it, and I was like, oh, maybe it's a pregnancy thing. And I was like, oh, maybe, you know, I was near the kitchen, I was like, maybe I'm just smelling it from the kitchen. I just thought it was really, really weird. And then I was at work the other day, it's like a week later, and I couldn't get that smell out of my, like, I just couldn't get rid of that smell. That's all I could smell, and it was really a bit off-putting. I don't know if this is normal, like is it just a change in hormones that I'm smelling this? Let me know if you've had any similar experiences with the smell of dishwashing detergent and like not being able to get rid of that smell. Yeah, let me know. Okay, the next one is basically one that I dealt with a bit earlier as well, which kind of faded off, and now it's like back again in full strength. And that is leg cramps and leg aches. Oh my gosh. So the last, like, I'm 34 weeks, so the last maybe week and a half, I have been having like the worst leg cramps and aches at night. Like, it's mainly when I get into bed, my legs start like just aching and cramping, and all night they're just like really, really achy, and I get up and I'm like, oh, they just feel so like tight and just like there's a lot of fluid retention there. So I've had that, which has been annoying. Last night actually, well, this morning, I woke up to a really, really bad leg cramp. Like, it's like my legs are already achy, and then when I stretch my leg, like when I'm like waking up, I like stretch my leg out a little bit and the cramp just comes on, and I need to like stand up and like stand on it for ages to get rid of it, and it is seriously the worst feeling in the world. I'm sure a few of you can relate if you've been pregnant, or even if you're not pregnant. I used to get them when I wasn't pregnant as well, so yeah, that's not fun. I know like they say to drink a lot of water and stretch and stuff. I have been trying to up my water, not every day. I know I'm not drinking enough every day, and I know that's probably contributing to it. But actually I went for a massage. I went to Endota Spa. I had a voucher and I got a pregnancy massage maybe at 30 weeks. And the lady was saying that, yeah, you've got a lot of like fluid retention there. She's like, when I was pregnant, I had really, really bad leg cramps towards the end, and like they were unbearable. And she recommended this magnesium supplement to me that she took, and that really, really helped with her leg cramps. So I have been taking it every day. I'll show it to you now. It's just the Bioceuticals Ultra Muscle Ease. And she did recommend to get the night one, but they're actually sold out of the night one at the moment, like it's unavailable. So I've just got the normal one, and it's just a powder that I put in a cup of water, mix it up. It's orange flavored, it tastes okay, and I have that pretty much every day. Normally I just have it in the morning with like my breakfast, but I feel like maybe now I should start taking it at night before bed, because yeah, that's really when the worst of it happens. So yeah, that has been annoying the last week or so, but again, I guess I just need to try and drink more water, try and stretch a bit more, and hopefully that powder and the magnesium supplement will help. Speaking of being really achy and like having cramps and stuff and being uncomfortable in bed, I have generally felt really uncomfortable in bed just honestly this last week. Like honestly, from Monday, today's Wednesday, this last 3 days I've been so uncomfortable at night. I just feel like I'm getting to a point now where I'm just like, the belly is so big that it's just an inconvenience. Like I tried to, like I obviously have to sleep on my side, so I'm like kind of tossing and turning between which side feels more comfortable, and just none of them feel comfortable. And I like use the pregnancy pillow, but then it's just like I try to like wrap it around me so it's supporting my back, and then I'm also like hugging onto it with my leg wrapped around it. But then if I want to change sides, I have to like pull the pillow down and like maneuver myself onto the other side and like pull my leg around. And I mean, it probably doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you're 34 weeks pregnant and you've got a belly the size of like, just, yeah, you know what I mean? When you've got a massive belly and you're like really pregnant, it's bloody hard to turn yourself around. Well, that's what I'm finding anyway. And like little things are just becoming so difficult. Like honestly, putting on my shoes now is really hard. Like I have to wear steel cut boots for work, and like bending over to like put them on and get them in is really, really hard. And like runners, and yes, the joys of pregnancy. Not to mention my sleeping has been a lot worse the last couple of weeks, I would say. I haven't really had many problems with my sleep throughout my pregnancy until now. I feel like this has probably been the worst, and honestly it's not because I need to go to the toilet or anything, which I feel like would normally be the case with me because I have the worst bladder. It's more the fact that I just get really uncomfortable, and then I find myself just waking up in the middle of the night and just like, I don't know, it's probably a bit of insomnia, but like I just wake up and I just like can't really fall back asleep. So I've been doing that quite a fair bit, which is a bit frustrating, but I've only got literally less than 2 weeks left of work. I finish next Sunday, which is absolutely insane. So I'm like, if I can just get through this like week and a bit, and then I can kind of, if I have a crap sleep, it's not going to really ruin my day because I'm just going to be at home anyway. Alrighty, the last thing I wanted to talk about in this update, I feel like I plan this to be a short update, but it always ends up being a long update because I just don't stop talking. So sorry about that. I hope you like long updates. The last thing I wanted to mention was I had a growth scan last week at 33 weeks. This was one that I'd booked in like a month or so ago just because I wanted to have an extra scan. So in Melbourne, in the public system, if you pretty much have like a textbook pregnancy, which I have, and there's nothing concerning going on, they don't give you any scans after 20 weeks. So I hadn't had a scan since 20 weeks, and I just kind of wanted one to kind of just see where the baby was at, like how big he was getting, and also because Ryan hasn't been able to attend any of the scans apart from one of the first ones we did. I wanted him to be able to experience that as well and see the baby and whatnot. So we booked that in. I booked it in at Monash Ultrasound for women, and it was bloody expensive. Like I got an $80 Medicare rebate, but it was honestly like, we were pretty much $300 out of pocket. And I hate saying this, but I was a bit disappointed at the scan. Like I booked a 3D growth scan, and I went there because I did my NIPT test there, and they gave me like a whole bunch of 3D images, which were really, really good. And they gave me like, I think they gave me like 8 printed out images of the baby at 11 weeks. So I was like, oh, they're really good. I'll go back there, expecting to get some really like nice 3D photos. Like you see everyone posting 3D like ultrasound photos, and like you can kind of see the baby's face, or like it's like hand over its face, and that's what I was sort of expecting. And that's kind of another reason why I booked this scan there, because I was like, I'll be able to get a nice 3D image. We went there and did the scan, and like you really couldn't see much, and she was kind of like saying, you know, it's hard at this point because like they're so big, and he was quite low and kind of like squished up, that like she can't really get a good image, so it's hard to really see much. So I don't know, maybe it's just because he is a bigger baby and I booked it a bit later. I think people normally go at like 31 weeks or 30 weeks, and I booked it at 33 weeks. So I don't know, maybe if I had have booked it at 30 weeks, you would have got a better photo. But yeah, I was just really disappointed in that, like especially because we kind of like paid all this money, and I felt like I didn't really get the experience that I wanted out of it. I'll show you the photos. So she only printed 2 photos. Luckily, Ryan actually, he was in the chair next to me and he was taking photos on the screen. A bit naughty, I don't know if you're meant to do that, but he was taking photos on the screen as she was showing us bits and pieces. But she literally gave me 2 photos, and like you can't tell anything in these photos. So she's given us one 3D one, which is the top, which I feel like you literally can't tell anything. She said that hole there is one of his eyes, but like looking at that, I can't tell what's what. And then this one down the bottom, which isn't a 3D one, but like, I don't know, like what is it? Like, it's just, it was really frustrating, especially because I thought I was going to get a 3D scan. And to be honest, it was like most of the time it wasn't in 3D. She only turned it to 3D at the end for literally like a couple of minutes, and then got that photo. And I was like, okay, that's it. Anyway, I don't want to go on about it too much, but I was a bit disappointed in that. Probably next time around, if I get pregnant again, I probably wouldn't pay to have that done there, because I just feel like it was a bit of a waste of money. But the good thing that came out of it was we got to know how he's doing. Everything looks good, everything's going well. She said he is measuring in the 86th percentile. So basically after 20 weeks, if you have a scan, they give you a percentage of where your baby is. So they compare it to other babies at the same gestation. So babies at 33 weeks, average is 50%, like average amount of babies is like 50%. If it's lower than that, like it's smaller than average. Obviously if it's higher than that, it's bigger than average at that stage. So he's 86%, so quite a bit bigger, which we expected because all of my scans he's measured ahead. And I've said it before, but Ryan was a really big baby, so we were like, yeah, we think he's gonna be a big baby. So yeah, we got that information. And she also said he's 2.5 kilos, or was 2.5 kilos at that scan. So I mean, it's good to know these things. I'm glad we did it for that. But also I'm trying to like not really take it like as, I'm not trying to be like, okay, this is how he is, because I know people say that they've had experiences, they've been told they were having a really big baby, and then, you know, the baby comes and it's like a kilo or more less than what was predicted. So yeah, I'm trying to just take it with a grain of salt. And it's kind of just a good guide to kind of go off. So yeah, that was our scan last week. I've actually been booked in for another scan from the hospital. So at my last midwife appointment, she measured, what did she do? Oh, they were concerned about my weight. So this is what really annoys me. So basically, because my BMI is, as she says, creeping up, they want me to have another scan because they were concerned about the growth of the baby. Anyway, so I told her I'd booked in this 33-week scan. This was at my 30-week appointment or something. And she's like, okay, great. I'm going to also refer you to have another one just here at the hospital, bulk build, at 36 weeks, so we can see sort of how he's tracking. And then she kind of dangled the thought of like, or suggested, you know, inducing me if he is too big, which again, it's something that I've been, you know, I don't really want to do, and I'm going to try and avoid it. I know that sometimes they like to push you a little bit at the hospital. So yeah, I'm just kind of going to avoid that if I can. But yeah, we'll see how I go. It'll be good to compare the 33-week ultrasound to the 36-week ultrasound. And then I guess we'll just go from there. Alrighty, I think that is it for my update. I've been talking for probably way too long. I hope you enjoyed this update. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really supports my channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss an upload. I've got a lot of good content coming. A few people have asked me to do like baby hauls and like what's in my baby bag and stuff like that, which I definitely will be doing once I go on mat leave. So I've only got like literally a week left, and then I'll be able to have more time to film these videos and get them up before baby boy comes. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye.